Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is your Vedic astrology coach Rajat Kapoor and welcome to my channel The Legit Astrologer. In my channel I make videos on Vedic astrology. I talk about transits. On 18th of October, Devaguru Brihaspati will enter Karka Rashi or Cancer, which is its exaltation sign, the Ucha Rashi, and it is going to bestow us with its presence till 5th of December 2025. It's a short transit, including the retrograde motion as well. Let's try and understand how this transit is going to have an impact on all 12 ascendant signs or the moon signs. At the physical level, you will read this transit from your ascendant sign. At the mental emotional level, you can also read this from your moon sign. But primarily, you will look at the Gochar transit from your ascendant because dashas are mostly read from the ascendant itself in terms of physical manifestation of results. Transit always support those dashas. Aries ascendant signs or the Aries moon signs. At the physical level, you will read this from your ascendant sign. At the mental emotional level, you can also read this from your moon sign. Devaguru Brihaspati, Jupiter, who is your Bhagyesha, the ninth lord of fortune. Long journeys, higher education. It holds a great importance for your ascendant because he rules your dharma, your lineage, father, guru or father figure. Even teachers are seen from this house. He is responsible for bringing fortune in your life. Therefore, it is a great lordship. Jupiter also is the 12th lord of losses, expenditure, your higher self-consciousness, what you do in order to become more self-aware. Now, this Jupiter has been moving in a very unusually fast pace in the third house. Third house in Gemini, Jupiter for you has been Maran Karak, wherein it has lost its significance, which makes it difficult for all the matters associated to Jupiter, which is learning, matters related to children, wealth, family, friends, optimism in life. Now Jupiter is entering its exaltation sign, its Ucha Rashi, Cancer, after 12 years. And this is going to initially happen for a very brief period. So you have less than 2 months of time, which is between 18th of October till 5th of December. Now between 18th of October till 11th of November, Jupiter will be direct in Cancer. 11th of November, it goes retrograde or Vakri, which means it will have high cheshtable, it will have high desires. This is the time between 11th of November till 5th of December, the sign of Capricorn becomes very active in your chart. And before that, the signs of Scorpio, Pisces and Cancer itself becomes very active in your chart, which is your 4th house. 4th house of your happy space, your comfort space, your home, mother, your sense of safety, security. Being the 9th lord, trinal house, making a transit in the Kendra house, it is making a very good sambandha, a very good connection. Most importantly, Jupiter will be free from any malefic influence during this time. And see, the month of October itself, there will be Jupiter, Mercury, Sun in your quadrant houses. So, of course, your decision making is going to be extremely positive. This time period is bringing a sense of optimism in terms of your home, your comfort space. So, any decisions that you're taking with regards to your assets, your vehicles, your home, your comfort space, you're likely to gain during this time. You will have a lot of self-confidence. See, Jupiter briefly is activating your moksha trine. So, spiritually, it is very good. Any spiritual practices that you start between mid-October till mid-December, you are likely to become very consistent. Jupiter is aspecting your 8th house by the 5th special aspect. So you're going to learn about hidden things, research-based subjects. If you were to learn astrology, it is an excellent time period for you. Ketu is also making things favorable because Ketu is your 8th lord making a transit in the 5th house. And Jupiter is aspecting by its 5th special aspect. And Jupiter is also aspecting your 12th house by the 9th special aspect where Saturn is retrograde in transit. So the 4, 8, 12 trine, which is the moksha trine, the trine of spirituality, spiritual practices, your higher self-consciousness, your self-awareness is pretty much active. Jupiter will also focus a lot on your fundamentals in the 4th house. Try to build your value system around it, bringing in renewed optimism in your life. You'll be more optimistic about future. You'll be more optimistic about your life, about your mindfulness. Your decisions are going to be positive. Bhagya is supportive, your fortune is supportive. Any educational pursuits that you are probably going for, you have very high chances to become successful in these matters. And it is going to also help you to create a balance between your work and your personal life. So a renewed sense of optimism is also there with regards to mindfulness and such practices. You must declutter your home. You must donate. See, Jupiter is also your 12th lord, so you can also look at donating yellow food items, yellow color food items, yellow pulses to people who are near your home, right? Within your city, within your state, you should probably feed the needy. This is something which you must do. Spiritually, it is going to be excellent for you. Do mantra sadhana related to Jupiter. A simple Guru mantra, that is Om Guruve Namah, will be absolutely wonderful for you. And if you were to also channelize Saturn, if you're probably going through some issues related to Saturn, then you can look up to a Dwadash Akshari mantra, that is Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. And may you take some of the best decisions over the course of next few weeks. Taurus ascendant signs or the Taurus moon signs. At the physical level, you will read this from your ascendant sign. At the mental emotional level, you can also read this from your moon sign. So what is happening? Devaguru Brihaspati, Jupiter, the planet of optimism, the planet of positivity, the natural benefic planet, is going to be entering its exaltation sign for a brief period, giving us a pretty nice closure to the year 2025, bringing in some optimism in our lives. Now in your case, shares an inimical relationship with your Lagna Lord Venus. Though both are gurus, they are quite protective of their knowledge, which is different than another. Jupiter rules all the spiritual knowledge. Venus rules all the mundane knowledge, the practical knowledge, right? So this is how they are very different from each other. Their temperament is also different. Jupiter is a Sattva-guna planet, it's a Sattvic planet. Venus is a Rajasic planet. Now Jupiter in your case becomes your 8th lord and the 11th lord. So it does not have very good lordship in your case. So it rules the 8th house of suddenness, longevity, your adversities in life and your ability to deal with adversities. Alright. Jupiter also becomes the 11th lord of higher income, but that also brings enemies, bigger enemies, because this is 6 from the 6th house. It naturally, becomes, and of course, solely responsible for certain obstacles as well. Because we do see a greater sense of obstacles, because when our material life, material comfort will increase, so will the obstacles, especially the attention of other people, right, what we do. So over the next 2 months, you are very much susceptible to becoming the center of attention of other people, right, where you have to be careful, because you can attract hidden enemies, you can attract some powerful influential people as well, but you're more susceptible to attracting those people who might be jealous from you. These could be your friends, these could be other people who you work with, your business partners. So you generally need to be a little bit cautious. But if you run your business and if you're in relationships, partnerships, you'll take some very good decisions, because Jupiter is having a very auspicious aspect on your 7th house for a brief period, which lasts for less than 2 months. 5th aspect is on the 7th house, very good for your spouse. If in case you're married, you could have some good news, some progress with regards to your relationship. In case you're not in a relationship, you could seek a new relationship. You could step into a new relationship. The time period is extremely favorable. Jupiter also has the 9th special aspect on the 11th house. So whatever you learn about your business, about your relationship, you're going to implement that in terms of gains, in terms of increasing your income, because the source of income is seen from the 11th house. This is where friends can also play a vital role, particularly those friends who you trust, who do not judge you. You're likely to cut away from certain people who you're not comfortable with. Jupiter is going to expand your communication. It is going to bring in a sense of wisdom. You will feel more mature when you talk to other people. Other people find you a person who's full of wisdom. They might come to take your advice. They might come to consult you, but you need some advice. For this Jupiter to work in the best possible manner, you do need advice of a mentor, guru, guide, or it could be an astrological advice as well. Journal. Journaling and learning should go hand in hand. So anything that you learn, if you make notes, if you take notes, and if you use your hands, it is going to be beneficial for you because third house represents your hands. So make them to the best possible use during this transit. See, Jupiter is stressing a focus on the 3-7-11 trine, which is the trine of desires. So your desires are going to be extremely high for the next couple of months in order to maybe visit places, travel to different places, because your 3-9 axis is also active, though Jupiter only has a mere 25% aspect on the 9th house, but this can make you go on journeys as well across the seas, some sort of travel to other countries, interact with people from other cultures, but your desire quotient is going to be very high in terms of, this is where you have to keep a check, all right? Make sure that you're helping others as well. You would have to step out of your comfort zone, right? Because some decisions will go wrong, and this is where you need to be cautious. But if you step out of your comfort zone, you could look at starting new projects, new assignments. You could get something which you're doing for the very first time. Jupiter does promote growth here, but its significations are somewhat getting lost. So you would be low in terms of wisdom, in terms of not that you're not knowledgeable, but using the right knowledge at the right place at the right time, that matters a lot. Continue to strengthen moon. Use remedies related to moon. Any mantras, you could use Bij mantra of moon as well in order to sail through this time and make it most positive for you. Gemini ascendant signs or the Gemini moon signs. At the physical level, you will read this update from the ascendant sign. At the mental emotional level, you can also read this from your moon sign. So what is happening? Devaguru Brihaspati Jupiter has been making a transit in your Lagna, in your ascendant, in the sign of Gemini itself, where it gains directional strength. It has been in a yoga. It has been quite favorable in terms of helping you gain confidence, gain some knowledge, learn some new aspects of life, and also bring in obstacles too, because Jupiter also becomes Bhadakesh for you, or the one who rules obstacles. But of course, there are blessings of Lord Shiva when it makes a transit in the ascendant. Now what is happening is, for a brief period, it is going to be a trailer. The full movie we'll see after June 2026, but you're going to just witness a trailer of what could happen. What are the possibilities that you could experience? What is possible in terms of your family life, in terms of your work life? You're going to experience that over the next couple of months, so be prepared for it. Jupiter is entering its exaltation sign in the sign of Cancer. That's your second house. So it's moving away from your ascendant for a brief period on 18th of October. Now till 11th of November, it is direct. It is extremely powerful, extremely beneficial, and it is going to be the initial degrees. So it will play the role of a natural Dara Karak, who is responsible for wealth, who is responsible for partner, who is the upholder of your secrets, right? And here it is also forming a Simhasana Yoga, because Jupiter is your 10th lord. 10th lord making a transit or being placed in the second house is a very powerful Simhasana Yoga that gives positional rise, that gives positional success, all right? And Jupiter is exalted. It is exalted. It is making a transit in the house where it is the significator of the second house, the only significator, and at the same time, it is forming a Simhasana Yoga. So all these aspects lead to very positive developments when it comes to growth at the mundane level. Jupiter is also activating your Artha trine, which is 2, 6 and 10 trine, which is the trine of actions, your job, your duty, what you do, how you earn, how you make money, what is your daily job, what are your daily tasks and duties, and of course family and your accumulation as well. Jupiter, whichever house it sits in, it is going to expand the matters of that house. So expansion of wealth, expansion of speech, expansion of food as well. You would want to experiment, but you would want to stay very sattvic. So somehow you will have very positive developments that you might see in your dietary requirements. So if in case you probably consume meat, you can be encouraged internally to probably go for more organic, go for more green food, go for more natural, healthy vegetables, and of course other greens, instead of meat. That is something which you could naturally have an inclination towards for a brief period. Okay, Jupiter is aspecting your 6th house, by the 5th special aspect. You will learn the art of daily chores, what and how you can improve your life on a day-to-day basis, bring in a sense of consistency. See, 5th aspect is the aspect of knowledge. So you will gain more knowledge with regards to your job, with regards to your work. And its 9th special aspect is in the 10th house for you. You're going to apply that at your work, in your profession, something new that you're going to start. It's an extremely favorable time period for you if you were to start a secondary source of income. But mind you that Jupiter is also the natural Padakesh for you, the one who rules obstacles. So you must look at worshipping Lord Ganesha, Ganpati. He is the Vignaharta, the remover of obstacles. So a Ganpati mantra will be very good for you, or look up to him. You can also keep a Ganesha yantra in your place of worship and worship it every day to improve your financial position. Jupiter also makes a connection with your 8th house by 7th aspect, but that's only mere 25%. It promotes positive transformation, but your Artha quotient is very high, so you'll be very busy between October to December in terms of work. You'll be on your toes. Jupiter's pace is regulated, so it is going to bring in some sense of optimism in your life. But since it's creating obstacles, matters related to 2nd house, which is your finances, your family, so you could see, of course, a growth in your finances, but some sort of uncertainty as well when it comes to future pursuits. Because there'll be a sudden shift. Suddenly you start saving money. Suddenly your expenditures rise. If you're going to face this, sudden shift of things. 11th of November it goes retrograde, and 5th of December it moves back to your ascendant. So you'll witness a very short trailer of the possibilities that can happen. Since it's making a transit in the 2nd house, which represents your Vani, your speech, you should use mantra-based remedies. Look up to Lord Shiva. Use the mantra Om Namo Bhagavate Sadashivaya. See, Jupiter is making an aspect on Saturn, which is retrograde in the 10th house. Now, this is going to be most positive for progressive work developments because it is supportive of Saturn. It is supporting Saturn in its growth phase, in its growth journey. Try to also bring knowledge with hard work. So the power of labor is getting support of knowledge, and that too at your workplace. So may you make some of the best decisions there, but be mindful of the fact that you will have obstacles. Watch your weight. Eat as much as you can, as long as you do not put on additional weight, right? Otherwise, you would need to have a sense of discipline in your dietary routine in terms of what you eat, what you consume. For Cancer ascendant signs or the Cancer moon signs, at the physical level, you will read this from your ascendant. At the mental emotion level, you can also read this from your moon sign. So what is happening on 18th of October? We have a very positive transit of Jupiter now entering your ascendant for a brief period. So this is like a showcase, this is like a trailer before mid of 2026, wherein it will make a full-fledged movement in the sign of Cancer, which is its Ucha Rashi or the sign of exaltation. Jupiter is an important graha for you because he becomes your 9th lord of Bhagya, fortune, long journeys, higher education, spiritual education is seen from here, father or father figure is seen from here, your teachers, your dharma is seen from this house, and the lord becomes extremely important. Jupiter also becomes your 6th lord of whatever you do in your day-to-day life, your daily routine, debts, diseases, health and well-being. Your job is also seen from the 6th house. It is the house of growth or the Upachaya Bhava. Jupiter is always welcomed in the ascendant because he gains directional strength here. It is Digbali. So it's a double benefit kind of situation because firstly it's in Ucha Rashi, it's in great dignity. Your 9th lord is making a transit in the ascendant, trinal lord making a transit in the Kendra as well as the trinal house. So Lagna is Kendra as well as trine, it has two roles. So this in itself is a yoga, it's a Raj Yoga in transit. And thirdly, it gains direction strength, so there are blessings of Lord Shiva. So of course look up to him, worship Lord Shiva for the next couple of months. So this time period, of course, it is going to expand all the matters related to ascendant, which is your knowledge, your intelligence, your decision making is going to be at prime. Especially during October, November, Sun is going to be in your Kendra house. Mars is making a transit in the Kendra house. Mercury also for a brief period will be in the Kendra house. So, of course, the month of October is quite promising when it comes to personal level decisions that you would go ahead and make. It should be right for you. Jupiter is going to bring in new opportunities, a renewed sense of optimism because he is Jiva. He represents optimism in life. He is the greatest benefic of them all. He is the significator of learning, knowledge, wisdom, and also maturity that we demonstrate. But you have to watch your weight as well because Lagna represents your body. So even if it is coming from a brief period, you have to watch your weight, you have to watch what you eat and take care of your lifestyle. Jupiter will be aspecting your 5th house by the 5th special aspect. Your 7th house, which is only a mere 25% effect of the aspect. And the 9th aspect is on the 9th house, which is also 100%. So this is putting a greater focus on your Dharma Trikona. So from 18th of October till 11th of November, Jupiter is direct and exalted. It is in its prime. 11th of November, it goes retrograde. So when an exalted planet goes retrograde, it is Vakri. Between 11th of November till 5th of December, maybe not the most ideal time for you to make decisions. But yes, any major decisions you can take between 18th of October till mid-November. Because even between 7th November till 14th, 15th of November, for a few days, Jupiter will be stationary. It will be extremely powerful, extremely auspicious. And your Dharma trine is active, 1, 5, 9. So you will have renewed focus on personal identity, on your duty, on your religion, on your Dharma, on all things that are right for you, on educational pursuits. Jupiter supports the 5th aspect by helping you learn. Learn about what kind of decisions you will take in future, your future planning, future progress, positional success, and of course, very beneficial for your children as well, in case you have children. In case you don't, you can probably look forward to planning family. 9th aspect is about how are you going to implement this knowledge, which is to elevate your bhagya, to elevate your fortune. It will bring in travel opportunities. It will bring in renewed sense of optimism, but it can also inflate your ego. So this is where you have to be careful because you will feel in a dominated position. You will feel that you know it all. You will have a lot of knowledge, and that can of course be detrimental towards relationship with other people. So this is where you also need to be cautious. Your body weight, your health, and also your ego. These are the two things that need attention. Chant mantras related to Brihaspati. A simple Guru mantra, that is Om Guruve Namah, 12 times will be absolutely beneficial for you. And if you have a well disposed moon in your chart, and if Jupiter makes a favorable connection with the moon, you could eventually be in a very powerful position during this transit, and my best wishes to you. Leo ascendant signs or the Leo moon signs. At the physical level, you will read this transit from the ascendant sign. At the mental emotional level, you can also read this from the moon sign. Jupiter's transit in Cancer in the year 2025 is more or less like a feeler that you will get in terms of what is going to happen after June 2026 when it makes a longer transit in Cancer. Because for now, what is happening, 18th of October, it will enter Cancer, the exaltation sign. 11th of November, it goes in the retrograde motion. For a brief period, it will stay stationary as well between 7th till 15th of November. And then on 5th of December, it moves back to the sign of Gemini in a retrograde motion and continues its retrograde journey for the remainder of the year. Now, this is a phase of optimism. Renewed optimism is something which is going to happen because Jupiter is going to regulate its pace. This is something which I explained to you in the beginning of the video. For Leo, primarily in terms of your ascendant sign, it is a Karak Graha for you because it becomes the 5th Lord. So, 5th Lord is a very important lordship because he rules your future, positional success, power, authority. This house represents kingdom. It is the Rajya Bhava. Mantras are seen from this house. Whether mantra-based remedies will work for you or not, Jupiter plays a very important role here. Jupiter also becomes the 8th Lord of longevity, suddenness in life, your adversities and your ability to deal with adverse situation in life is to be seen by Jupiter. So for Leo ascendant, if you were to learn Jyotish, Jupiter's placement plays a very important role because it rules the 5th house and the 8th house as well. Both the lordships are extremely important. It has been making a very good transit in the 11th house. Briefly, it is going to enter the 12th house, and it's an exaltation sign. A very good spiritual window is opening for you to increase your practices, sadhana, devotion, and get into the devotion of Shri Hari Lord Vishnu. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Dwadashakshari mantra is going to be absolutely beneficial for you to uplift yourself spiritually. Now, what Jupiter is doing for a brief period of less than 2 months is that it is activating your moksha trine 4, 8, and 12. Because while placed in the 12th house, so firstly, your 8th lord going in the 12th house is a Viparita Yoga in transit. And it's a Viparita Raj Yoga because this lord is exalted, it is Ucha. It is sitting in the house that represents your feet. In Kal Purusha, it represents Lord Vishnu's feet. In your chart, it represents your feet. So be very active, go on walks, try to stay as active as you can, take care of your feet. And of course, you have to be very grounded in your approach. If you were to learn more, try to be grounded, try to connect to your roots, try to follow your tradition, and you will connect with some people who have a lot of wisdom in life. Some very highly, influential people, or people who come with a very good educational background, who hold pedigree. Maybe coming in touch with doctors or PhD holders will be very good for you. Jupiter is aspecting your 4th house by the 5th special aspect. So you are going to learn about fundamentals of life and value system, and of course how you can increase your mindfulness. Jupiter's 9th special aspect is happening in your 8th house. So it will promote your transformation, positive transformation. It is going to help you deal with adverse situations through spirituality. Jupiter is also aspecting your 6th house, but that is only mere 25% aspect, but it is going to have a renewed focus on better health, better vitality. It will protect you from any unforeseen events. Now, this brief period, if you've had some sleep related issues, you will be able to improve your sleep. You'll have a considerable improvement in your sleep. So it's an opportunity window for you, because if you improve that, you will focus on good health, vitality, you will be very active all through the day. You will not focus on procrastinating, but being active about things. Your learning is directly related to your self-awareness. So it's a very good time to be more self-aware. Come in contact with people who have great spiritual knowledge and how you can pick up this knowledge from them. So for spiritual activities, very good. Get into yoga, sadhana, any meditation, any devotional practices. Of course, you're going to face adversities, but adversity will come very fast. It's a Viparita Yoga. Suddenly, circumstances will change and eventually you will rise. See, Saturn is also making a transit in the 8th house here. Saturn is also your 6th lord. And it will be aspected by Jupiter, by the auspicious 9th aspect, which will ensure that any hard work that you put, any labor that you put related to your job will be clubbed by your wisdom, and by the virtue of your self-awareness, you will deal with these adverse situations in life. Certain, suddenness that comes your way and how you navigate through these things is quite essential for you. So take care of yourself, and of course continue your spiritual sadhana, spiritual practice, and may you overcome all adversities of life. Virgo ascendant signs or the Virgo moon signs. At the physical level, you will read this from your ascendant sign. At the mental, emotional level, you can also read this from your moon sign. So what is happening? Jupiter is going to be moving in Cancer, which is its Ucha Rashi or the sign of exaltation, on 18th of October for a brief period of less than 2 months. Between 18th of October till 11th of November, it is direct, it is in its prime. 11th of November, it goes retrograde. It will also be stationary for a brief period. So that's also an important phase for you. Mid-November is very important for manifestations. 5th of December, it moves back to Gemini. So it has already been making a good transit in your 10th house, because Jupiter is also one of the significator of the 10th house. But for Virgo, it also becomes the Badikesh, or the one who rules obstacles. And if the Lord of obstacles makes a strong transit, it has the capacity to bring in more obstacles as well. So for you, Between 18th of October till 11th of November is a period where you can encounter obstacles at work, people who hold an authority, some sort of conflict with your partner, with your spouse, and some discomfort with regards to matters at your home, because Jupiter is your 4th lord and the 7th lord. It rules your home, your comfort space, your safe space, and also the 7th lord of the Jaya Bhava. We see peace and war. All those people who are opposite to you, your ability to help others as well, your ability to donate. Saturn's transit in the 7th house is making you more of giving in nature, to work towards the society, to work towards the welfare of people, particularly the labor class. And Jupiter now will be aspecting this Saturn by the 9th special aspect. So between 11th of November till 5th of December is a very good phase for you, because that time Jupiter will go retrograde. It will go Vakri. So then it starts looking at your 10th house. Career development is quite likely. There's chances of promotion, some progress, or you will re-evaluate your career choices after 11th of November. It's a brief window of possibilities for you. Because when your Badak is exalted in retrograde, so it acts opposite. So it weakens its position. So when the position weakens, you will get good results. When it is strong, you will face obstacles as well. There is only one solution to obstacles, and that is Ganpati. Do Ganpati Aradhana, look up to him. Gajvakrai is the name of Ganpati that is associated to the sign of Cancer. Worship that deity, worship that name itself. Om Gajvakrai Namah. That is the ultimate mantra here. Jupiter will be aspecting your 3rd house by the 5th special aspect, which is the aspect of knowledge. So you will learn how to deal with change, you will learn about communication, you will learn how to put more efforts in anything that you do. Your desires are going to be quite high, because whichever house Jupiter sits in, it expands the matters related to that house. In 11th house is desires. It is also Upachaya Bhava. It will bring growth, but it will increase, it will amplify obstacles too. Jupiter is also aspecting your 5th house, but that is mere 25% aspect, because Jupiter has very low desire. But this aspect will be very strong after 11th of November, where it will want you to focus on your future, and that is a good time for your spouse or your partner. They will have financial gains. They are likely to have some promotion or a career success towards the end of this year. Jupiter is also aspecting your 7th house, where Saturn is sitting, and it will get great boost, great support to Shani. So those running through Shani, Antadasha, Dasha, they are likely to succeed after 11th of November. So your 3, 7, 11, the karma trine, the trine of desires is pretty active over the course of next couple of months during Jupiter's brief phase in Cancer, which is like a trailer for you for what you're going to witness after June 2026. So try to channelize these desires, try to take control of these desires. Thankfully, Jupiter does not have any malefic influence during this transit. It is in trines with Saturn. Both of them are in a powerful disposition. It is giving great support, great boost to Saturn here, right? And this is what you have to look up to over the course of next few weeks. Continue to strengthen your Lagna Lord Mercury to help you sail through any adversity of life, any obstacles of life. Look up to Shri Hari, worship Lord Ganesha to help you overcome obstacles. And this is how you will be able to channelize and make the most of this transit. And after 11th of November, you are making some breakthrough decisions with regards to your career, with regards to your job or your business. It calls for new beginnings. It calls for re-evaluating what you've been doing all the while, and my best wishes for you. Libra ascendant signs or the Libra moon signs. So on 18th of October, Devguru Brihaspati, Jupiter, the biggest planet in the solar system, is going to be entering in Cancer, which is its Ucha Rashi or the sign of exaltation. So it's happening for a brief period of less than 2 months. It will also go retrograde. I shared some important dates in the very beginning, that between 18th of October till 11th of November it will be direct, then it goes retrograde, 5th of December it re-enters Gemini. So this is a showcase trailer of what's coming ahead in 2026. So on 18th of October, Jupiter is going to bestow his presence in your 10th house. From the 9th house, now it is going to be moving in the 10th house. So Jupiter is the significator of the 9th house. It has been making that transit. It is also one of the significators of the 10th house. So 10th house is the Rajya Bhava. That represents your work, your karmas, your actions in this world, what you do to survive and sustain yourself within this world. It talks about your duties, it talks about your responsibilities, your profession, your business, and anything and everything that you do from a work point of view in your day-to-day life. It is the highest Artha trine, right? 2, 6, 10 are the Artha trines. So it does speak volumes about your path and purpose. Jupiter is not the most favorable planet for you because it shares an inimical relationship with Venus. It is also your 3rd and the 6th lord. So it doesn't hold a great lordship in your case. 3rd lord of efforts, valor, change, your courage, younger siblings, the co-borns, also movement, journeys. The 6th lord of Rog, Rin, Ripu, diseases, enemies, health and well-being, right? So death-like suffering in terms of health concerns. Now Jupiter also becomes the significator here for job related matters because 6th house we also see job from, things that you do on a day-to-day basis. So it is making a transit in the 10th house, which is a pretty good placement from a transit point of view. So it is going to bring in sudden opportunities for you when it comes to job related matters because it is going to expand the matters related to the particular house where it makes a transit. So it is going to expand opportunities for you. It is going to bring in newer opportunities. Jupiter is free from any malefic influence. And something that is quite interesting is that second half of October, your decision making is going to be quite on the positive side because Sun and Mercury are going to be making a transit in your ascendant and Jupiter will be in the 10th house. So there are 2 benefics in the 10th house and your 11th lord Sun is also making a transit in the ascendant. So this could give a financial boost in anything that you do. So change could be there, but if you make a change, it could take you some time to settle in to this new place because initially you could face obstacles, you could face some sort of opposition. Be careful of other people, especially at workplace. Those who are very knowledgeable or seem to be very knowledgeable, people will put pressure on you by the virtue of their knowledge. That is something which they will show off, they will demonstrate and highlight. So this is where you have to be careful. Jupiter is aspecting your 2nd house momentarily by the 5th special aspect. So it is time for you to learn because this is the aspect of Gyan, knowledge. So build your knowledge in terms of financial acumen, commercial acumen, how you can manage your finances, how you can best utilize your money or how you can save your finances, do a bit of a budget exercise. Jupiter's 9th special aspect is happening in your 6th house where there is a retrograde Saturn who's making a transit. So in case Shani plays a role in your Dasha Antardasha, it's a very progressive time period for job related matters and also for your health and well-being. Jupiter is going to protect your health, from unnecessary hospital visits. So you're going to have a renewed focus on your vitality. Now, this also would include that your knowledge, you will use it in your day-to-day affairs to bring significant changes. Jupiter is also aspecting your 4th house, but that's only a mere 25% aspect. So it is going to create a sense of balance between work and family life. But your 2, 6, 10 or the Artha trine is going to be pretty much active, which means you're going to be focused on duties, responsibilities, on managing your finances, and mostly work related aspects. So October through December is a very busy time period for you to be involved in day-to-day actions, day-to-day work. Continue to remedy here your Lagna Lord Venus because Venus will be in debility, it is under affliction. So for you to make the best decisions, you must look up to Goddess Lakshmi. Use a simple mantra that is Om Lakshmi Nama or a Dwadashakshari Vishnu mantra that is Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya for you to channelize these energies and to make some of the best decisions. This is a time where Venus is less dominating from a time period point of view and Jupiter has greater dominance. So you have to continue to strengthen Venus in all matters for your protection and for good decision making. Scorpio ascendant signs. At the physical level, you will read this from your ascendant sign. At the mental emotional level, you can also read this from your moon sign. But if you start linking from the dashas, antardasha, you must look at the lagna or the ascendant. Devaguru Brihaspati Jupiter, who is your second and the fifth lord, is making a very important transit, though a short transit, but this is going to bring in some very strong karmic repercussions. Firstly, it is time for optimism because Jupiter is regulating its pace. It has been moving at an unusually faster pace during its Atichara, Gochar or the motion. Now it is going to regulate its pace. It is going to enter its Ucha Rashi, the sign of Cancer, for a brief period. So it's a showcase of what possibly can happen between 26 to 27. Alright. Jupiter plays a very important role in financial matters in your case. It's your second lord of the Dhan Bhava, your family, Kutumba, your Vani, your speech, what you consume, what you eat. It is your storage space, those people who you would like to protect. We see a sense of protection from this house. What are we protective of? What are we obsessive of as well? Because protection later can also lead to obsession. So one has to be careful. Okay. Jupiter is also your fifth lord, the lord of children, your future generations, your future itself, positional success, because this is the Rajya Bhava. Both these houses have something in common. These are Lakshmi Sthan. Second house and fifth house are dominant energies of goddess Lakshmi. So for financial matters, wealth related matters, Jupiter plays a very important role in your case. It has been making a transit in the 8th house, of course, bringing suddenness and sudden shifts and enhancing and increasing your restlessness as well. Now Jupiter is going to enter your 9th house in the exaltation sign of Cancer. It's Ucha Rashi. Jupiter is also the significator of the 9th house or the Naisargik Karak. So therefore, significator is there. Your second lord in the 9th house, fifth lord in the 9th house is also Dhani Yoga in place, and plus it's in the Ucha Rashi. So it is under great dominance during this time. So financially, the next 1.5 to 2 months are quite positive for you and also for your dharma, for your bhagya, for your fortune, because Jupiter will promote spiritual development, higher education, spiritual education, knowledge of Vedas, Vedangas, certain research that you could do in these kind of subjects and matters for your benefit, right? It is going to support bhagya because Jupiter is free from any malefic influence. It is away from Rahu's fifth aspect. It is having a very good fifth aspect on your lagna, on your ascendant. That ensures protection. So if you've probably encountered any unforeseen event, any suddenness in your life, now you're moving towards a sense of protection. In case you have journeys that are planned, long distance travel, if that is related to your education or for work, you will have a favorable travel, a very fruitful travel, because your 9-3 axis is anyway active. So any travel, if it's linked to education, for work, for personal development, that could be good for you. This time period can also trigger a movement outside of your home country, but there could be issues with paperwork. So you have to be little bit careful over the course of next 2 to 3 months, which can cause a bit of delay, and eventually you might move in 2026 in the second half in case your dasha antardasha is supportive. So whatever you will learn, the fifth aspect is about knowledge. Things that you learn should be very much related to yourself, to your intelligence, your decision making, your health, vitality, your body, your immunity, and of course, how you can bring some physical changes in yourself in a positive manner. You also need to watch your weight because Jupiter's aspect is going to expand matters related to your body. So learn to manage yourself. Ninth aspect is falling in your fifth house where there is a retrograde Saturn. So it is going to ensure that the power of labor has the right knowledge, right wisdom for you to make some good decisions related to your future. If you've experienced slowness in relationship matters, in love interest, and also matters pertaining to your future, now you will see some momentum, you will see some pace momentarily for the next 2.5 months, right? Because it's very supportive of that. Anything that you will learn, you would apply in your future for your future pursuits. Jupiter is also aspecting the third house, but that's only a 25% aspect. So its aspects are great. It is activating your Dharma trine, which is the 1, 5, 9 trinal houses. Your greater focus on your duties, your dharma, your religion, be the protector of your dharma, be the advocate of your dharma. A simple Guru mantra can be absolutely beneficial for you, which is Om Guruve Namah, or you should read Brihaspati Gayatri mantra every day in order to channelize these energies. Bhagya is extremely supportive, so any decisions that you take during this time, fortune favors you. Your mental health is going to get a lot better over the course of next couple of months, and thereafter you will be ready to face any adverse situation and also overcome your weaknesses when Jupiter makes a retrograde transit. But in months to come, you do have some relationship karma that you have to face. Either that could lead to a difference, distance, or an ending to a relationship. So this is where you also need to be careful, and my best wishes for you. Sagittarius ascendant signs. At the physical level, you will read this transit from the ascendant sign. At the mental emotional level, you can also read this from your moon sign. Devaguru Brihaspati Jupiter, who is your Lagna Lord, Lord of the Ascendant, is changing signs for a brief period of less than 2 months, between 18th of October till 5th of December. And on 11th of November, it will go retrograde. All of this is happening in the sign of Cancer, which is its Ucha Rashi. So regardless of your major periods, sub-periods, whatever you're going through, whenever Jupiter will change signs, you will have the impact, regardless of your Dasha Antardasha. And this transit is happening after 12 years. But this is only a showcase of possibly what can happen between 2026 to 2027. Jupiter is the Lord of the Ascendant. It rules yourself, your body, your vitality, your immunity, who you are. That's your Dhi Shakti, the power of your brain, your conscious brain, your conscious decision making, conscious thinking, wherein you keep yourself at the center of attention and then take decisions. Therefore, for education, for personal growth, for decision making, Lagna has a very important role. And Lagna gives you the protection and also the firepower, which is Agni, because natural Agni sits in your Lagna, and you're also an Agni Tattva dominance when it comes to the Lagna. Now, Jupiter is also the 4th lord of your happy space, comfort space, your home, mother, your homeland, your protection, your safe space, and the house of mindfulness, where you feel most happy, where you feel most content. This Guru is making a transit in the 8th house of suddenness in life, transformations that are of sudden nature, longevity, your weaknesses, because we see Nija Dosha from this house. Jupiter, being a natural benefic and also a functional benefic in your case, does well in this house because it is offering protection. In the 7th house, it's a weak transit that has been there. Now it is at least entering its exaltation sign of Cancer. Shani is the significator of the 8th house, and Shani is making a retrograde transit in your 4th house. Jupiter will be aspecting this Saturn. So if you've already stepped out of your comfort zone, it is time for you to build your mindfulness. Spiritually, it is an excellent time. Any spiritual practices that you are going to implement after 18th of October, you will see long-lasting results. Because your 4, 8, 12 or the Moksha trine is absolutely active during the course of next few weeks, where anything that has slowed down in your case, which is related to home related matters, your comfort space, your happy space, now you will see some sort of momentum building up. Go for some practices such as yoga, meditation, sadhana or similar practices. You will become consistent. You will have a greater focus on your well-being. See, this period is important for you to overcome your weaknesses, because that's your Lagna Lord making a transit in the 8th house. So the Agni sits in the 8th house momentarily, wherein resources are favorable for you to face adverse situations. See, adversities only come to those people who have the power or capacity to overcome those situations. God will only give adversity to those people. And such is the power for you over the course of next few weeks. Of course, it will give you adversities in life, but it will also give you the power to face adversities. It is time to step out of your comfort zone. Continue to stay out of your comfort zone, right? You would want to maybe spend more time away from home. This time period could bring in a permanent move as well across the seas. in case your dasha and the dasha is supportive. If not, then second half of 2026 is most likely wherein you would feel more settled outside of your home country. Chances are bright in case your dasha and the dasha is supportive. Jupiter is aspecting the 12th house by the 5th special aspect. It will help you learn about moksha, about spirituality, about yourself, your higher self consciousness. And its 9th special aspect is on your 4th house. So you are going to apply this knowledge at your home, within your comfort space, to build your mindfulness, to ensure that you are taking care of yourself. You have to take care of yourself. Your health needs to be the number one priority. Lifestyle needs to be at check. Avoid sugary food, avoid cold food, avoid raw or not so properly cooked food. So you need to ensure that whatever you eat it's fresh and it is well cooked. And mostly you would go for home cooked meals, home cooked food. Otherwise, you could have expansion with regards to your body related matters. And Jupiter connecting with the second house also makes you experiment with food items. So as long as you keep it balanced, healthy and greens, it is good for you. Use a Narayan mantra, that is Om Namo Narayanaya, which is an Ashtakshari or an 8-syllable mantra, which will help you channelize the energies of Jupiter. Or you could use a Shiva Panchakshari, that is Namah Shivaya. Look up to him, he will guide you and protect you to take the right kind of decisions. But this time period is not important for you to take big decisions in your life. If you have to take some major decisions, I advise you to wait for some time and let Jupiter go retrograde. That is when it is going to work much better for you. And I wish you the very best. Capricorn ascendant signs. At the physical level, you will read this from your ascendant sign. At the mental emotional level, you can also read this from your moon sign. So what is happening? Devaguru, Brihaspati, Jupiter, the biggest planet of them all, the most benefic planet of them all, is now entering its exaltation sign or Ucha Rashi in the sign of Cancer on 18th of October. But what is happening gradually is that Jupiter is going to regulate its pace. It is going to bring in a renewed sense of optimism in this world, within our lives. And this is more or less a showcase of what possibly can happen next year in 2026 after June. Jupiter has been making a transit in your 6th house. It is a neutral graha for you because it shares a friendly relationship with your Lagna Lord Saturn. Jupiter rules your 12th house and the 3rd house. So 12th Lord is always neutral and 3rd Lord gives mixed kind of results. Jupiter in your case rules the 12th house of losses, expenditure, your higher self-consciousness, your ability to donate, your ability to help others. 1st house is yourself. 12th house is how you give up things, how you give away things. It also helps you to become more self-aware because it talks about your higher self-consciousness. Jupiter is also the 3rd Lord of valor, courage, change, the efforts that you make, your communication, your house of desires, all right? And it is making a transit in the 7th house. 7th house of the Jaya Bhava. We also call it the Daya Bhava. Daya Bhava would mean that whether you help others or you don't help others. A benefic planet in the 7th house makes us more selfish. So you are going to be more self-centered, and it is not bad to be self-centered. Between October through December, it is time for you to think about yourself, be self-centered, it's not a problem. But your decision making is going to be very good. Because now Jupiter is aspecting your Lagna Lord Shani, who is already making a retrograde transit in Pisces. Shani will go direct later in November, but Jupiter is having a 9th drishti on this Saturn, which will make your decision making strong. It is going to make it positive. Shani is in the 3rd house, so any efforts that you put with regards to your finances, with regards to yourself, and also towards your married life, or with your partner, or towards your business, you're going to see some positive momentum. Though Jupiter's placement in the 7th house is not considered very good because it gains directional strength in the 1st house, in the 7th house it is losing direction. So you have to use your wisdom, you need some guidance, you need some counseling, you need someone who comes with wisdom and knowledge to maybe give you some tips of what you should be doing. Incorporate those tips in your decision making. Mercury, Mars and Sun are going to be making a transit in your 10th house where Sun and Mars gain directional strength. And of course, Mercury is the significator. So through October, your decision making is very positive because there's good influence in Kendra houses. All right. But you do have some relationship karma as well because the Lord of Expenditure is making a transit in the 7th house. So you would either expense on yourself or on your partner. And this is where you have to be a little bit careful as well. Try to control and bring down your expenditure because momentarily it could increase significantly. This is where you need to manage your finances, manage yourself as well. Jupiter is going to be aspecting your 11th house by the 5th special aspect. This is the aspect of knowledge. So anything that you will learn, you will use it for social media branding, for influencing others, for getting a chance to be recognized in front of others, for gains, for a rise in your income, to overcome your enemies and overcome your illusions as well. And Jupiter is also aspecting the 3rd house where Shani is placed. Your Lagna Lord is in transit and retrograde. So this kind of learning you will apply in your life for your change, for your efforts, in your communication. You will move away from coldness in communication to be more knowledge driven. Through the power of your labor and knowledge, you will cope up with the change and you will be more communicative with people. You will be more outgoing because your 3, 7, 11, the karma trine, the trine of desires, the trine of connecting with other people, the trine of making friends and network is going to be absolutely active between October through December. Leverage the power of your network. You might need to put more efforts because Jupiter inherently is also weak here. Thankfully, it's an exaltation sign, but it is somehow losing its significance. So make sure that your decisions are driven by your knowledge and that you trust your knowledge because this could be a little bit detrimental. Jupiter aspecting your ascendant is also giving you some protection, but this is only a mere 25% aspect. Please watch your weight. Between October through December, you will have a tendency to put on weight because you might want to eat a lot. Avoid stress eating. So look for ways how you can manage your continuous stress through other ways of exercise, working out. But a more positive business related change or change where other people are involved is definitely coming to you. Try to strengthen Shani. Use a simple bija of Shani, that is Om Sham, in order to channelize these energies, and my best wishes to you. Aquarius ascendant signs. At the physical level, you will see this from your ascendant sign. At the mental emotional level, you can also see this from the moon sign. Jupiter's short, sweet, fast transit, fast in terms of the time, but it is actually slowing down its pace. It is regulating its pace because unusually it has been moving in a very fast paced direction. Now it is regulating its pace. It will bring in a sense of optimism for everyone. 18th of October, it is entering its exaltation sign in Cancer. That is happening in your 6th house. Time to get to work. That's important for you. Jupiter is a neutral planet for you. It holds a friendly relationship with your Lagna Lord Shani. Jupiter is your 2nd Lord and the 11th Lord. So for all financial matters, this Jupiter becomes utmost important. It has been giving you a good transit, a transit that has Dhan Yoga, favorable financial circumstances. 2nd Lord is ruler of the Dhan Bhava, your family, your speech, your consumption, what you eat. It is your storage space, how you accumulate things in your life. It represents your family, your food, your finances. Being the 11th Lord, that represents your income. It's the Aya Bhava. It is also the house of illusions or Maya. It is also the house of fulfillment because fulfillment is seen from this house. Friends are seen from this house. Bigger enemies and conflicts are also seen from this house because this is the 6th from the 6th house. Since Jupiter holds a friendly relationship with Saturn, its transit in the 6th house and it aspecting Saturn, who's making a retrograde transit in the 2nd house, will help you overcome competition, will help you overcome enemies. If there was any delay that you were seeing with regards to paperwork, where authorities are involved, where government is involved, between October and November, you will see some movement. You will see some progress in work related paperwork. Maybe a job application that's been pending, you will see some movement happening. Jupiter in the 6th house is going to expand the matters related to this house. which means it is going to put positive focus on your health, vitality, your immunity and your well-being. But take care of your digestive system. Avoid sugary foods, stay away from sweets, take care of your digestive system. This is the tip that I can give you for better health and well-being. But eventually, it will bring in a greater sense of protection on your vitality, on healthy life, on bringing a 180-degree change in your lifestyle. Maybe you might want to consume more green, more vegetables, or turn into vegetarian or vegan. You never know. This could happen because Jupiter has a lot of sattvic energies. Now, Jupiter is aspecting your 10th house by the 5th special aspect, which is the aspect of Gyan, knowledge. 10th house is your work. Anything that you will learn between October through December has to be directly associated to your work. It will be higher level knowledge. This could be spiritual knowledge as well, but as long as it helps you to apply at your workplace, it is going to be good for you. Because the month of October, November, you will see some financial gain, some financial rise because your trines are active. Sun, Mercury and Mars are making a transit in the trinal house. Saturn will be under the 9th aspect of Jupiter. So your learning is happening by the virtue of your work, or that becomes the reason you are applying it for the benefit of your family, for the benefit of your finances, so that you can get a financial rise. And it is supporting positive decision making. Any slowness or delays that you've experienced over the last few weeks, now you will see some momentum momentarily. And all the more it is going to go retrograde, and after 11th of November, I do see some significant development happening, because in 6th house, if it is there, it is not the ideal placement, but when it goes retrograde, it has a very strong aspect on the 12th house, which will protect you from any losses, any unwanted expenditure, and it will promote financial stability. But till then, your expenditure is likely to increase. So be mindful of your expenditure, be mindful of your decision making. Your 2, 6, 10 trine, or the Arthur trine, is absolutely active between 18th of October till 5th of December. It is time to work, because this trine and Jupiter activating it by the aspect, which are 100% aspects, is indicative of work, of your duties, of your responsibility. This could trigger newer employment opportunities. This could trigger a positive change at work. This could give you heavy responsibilities as well, which could bring stress too, because any change would bring stress, right? So this is where you have to manage your day-to-day task with a lot of mindfulness and some sort of morning discipline. Use the mantra, Shadakshari mantra, that is Om Vishnave Namah, in order to channelize these energies, and may he continue to guide you and protect you. Pisces ascendant signs, or the Pisces moon signs. At the physical level, you will read this from your ascendant sign. At the mental emotional level, you can also read this from your moon sign. Devaguru Brihaspati is making a fine transit on 18th of October, entering Cancer, its Ucha Rashi. But this is only going to last for less than 2 months, right? So let's keep the expectations realistic here. It is not going to turn your world by 180 degrees or 360 degrees, right? If it's 360 degrees, you're back to where you are. But of course, it is going to bring in some significant positive developments. It is more like a trailer that you could probably understand with regards to possibilities of what potentially can happen between 26 to 27. Jupiter is your Lagna Lord. He also is the 10th Lord. So it rules 2 important Kendras. Now in your case, since it's the Lagnesha, it doesn't have a Kendra Adipati dosha or any such doshas in place. It's positive. Regardless of your dasha, antardasha, time periods that you're running, Jupiter's transit plays a very important role. This transit is happening after 12 years. So it's a cycle in itself. It is bringing renewed optimism. Being your Lagna Lord, it rules yourself, your body, your vitality, your immunity, your intelligence, your Dhi Shakti. Conscious thinking, conscious development, conscious application, which is with regards to yourself, your education, your personal growth and your personal development. And also the 10th Lord of the Karya Bhava, your duties, your actions, karmas, your work, your job, your profession, all the external activities, professional activities, and whether you will succeed in your professional endeavors or not. Now the 10th Lord, 10th house is a quadrant house First house is also a quadrant house. The Lord making a transit in a trinal house is a Raj Yoga in transit. That too when it is in its Ucha Rashi, and Jupiter is also the significator of the 5th house. So it is an opportunity transit for you. Because both these houses, 5th house and the 10th house, are Rajya Bhavas. And when Lagna is involved, Lagnesha is involved, it does indicate that there are chances of positional success, some sort of rise. But this rise of responsibility, something new that is going to come to you, will be short-lived at this time. So momentarily it will give you a boost in your personality, boost in your position. But thereafter it can bring considerable struggle or some politics situation towards the end of November, early December, where you have to be careful of other people, because it is going to bring in some opposition, some hidden enemies, some very strong, unknown forces that it might bring you, but it will eventually put you in a powerful position, right? So you could expect significant growth over the next couple of years. Jupiter is the significator of this house. It is very good for your children. If you have children, they will have some milestones, some recognition. In case you don't, the next 18 months is absolutely a favorable time for you to start a family or have children. This transit is being protective. It is protecting you, your dharma, and also your children, your future. Jupiter is going to be aspecting your 9th house by the 5th special aspect, which is the aspect of Gyan, knowledge. So anything that you learn, if it is related to your higher education or spirituality, it is going to be good for you. If something you learn about your dharma, learn about Vedas, Vedangas, read Upanishads, read about ancient historical facts or knowledge, read about Itihas, it is going to be absolutely good for you. Fortune is protected. Fortune is favorable over the course of next few weeks, so at least you are in good protection. This special aspect will also be on your Lagna, which is protecting you, where a retrograde Shani or Saturn is there, who has brought in some slowness in your life. Momentarily, Jupiter is supporting to speed up things in your life and use the power of labor and also wisdom, your knowledge, to make right decisions. There is definitely relationship karma, but it's a very positive relationship karma that you have between October through December. So in case you're married, you will see some improvement in your relationship. In case you're not, you will step into a new relationship depending on your dasha, antardasha and the time period that you're running, because love matters are going to be on its peak. And this is extremely supportive of aspecting Saturn and momentarily supporting the discipline and also power of knowledge in your Lagna. Also promoting good health and well-being, building your self-confidence, your self-esteem, right? If you've experienced sorrow, now it is time to bring in a renewed sense of optimism. But this is going to be short-lived, so you have to be careful between November, December, particularly mid-November to mid-December. You have to be a little bit careful. Not the most ideal time to make some important decisions. But yes, when Jupiter will be stationary, it is going to be extremely important for you, which is between 7th of November till about 14th, 15th of November. That's a pretty good time to do your mantra sadhanas, to do any spiritual activities, manifestations of all kind. Any mantra-based remedies that you will use will be absolutely beneficial for you. A simple Panchakshari mantra is enough, which is Namah Shivaya. And in case you're initiated, then you can use Om Namah Shivaya. That is enough for you to bring in a sense of positivity and self-confidence in your life. Plan ahead of the time, pen down your goals for future, what you intend to do. Your Dharma trine, which is the 159 trine, is going to be absolutely active, which signifies greater responsibilities, which signifies your sense of duties, protection towards your dharma, inclination towards your dharma or your religion, that is going to increase. You're going to become more spiritual. So for that matter, you have to be the protector of your dharma. You have to stick to your dharma and the path of righteousness, and my best wishes for you. So friends, this was yet another unique video of Jupiter's upcoming transit, a short transit in the sign of Cancer, which will be more like a trailer for us of possibilities of what can happen between mid-2026 to mid-2027. I hope and believe Jupiter's transit in its exaltation sign of Cancer brings a renewed sense of optimism in this world and in our lives, helps us focus a lot on mindfulness, and also increases our spiritual sadhana. Stay tuned for more such videos on my channel. Thank you very much. God bless you all.